Meet the People Tonight, a late-night talk show where our guests are real people. Filmed live at Doc's Lab in San Francisco. I'm Darren Rowland. Here's our host, Conor Kellicutt.
Woo! How you guys doing? All right, good to meet you. Good to meet you. That's what this show's all about, meeting people. And I personally like to meet people in person. You know, I think it's important if you're going to start a relationship with someone, you should meet them first. The relationship you have with the person is dependent on the meeting you had and where it was. For instance, I met my parents at a hospital. I think that was an appropriate place to meet them instead of like a bar. You know what I mean? Which is a little less appropriate, right? What if like your wife, where would you want to meet her? At work? At a strip club? What if she works at a strip club? Okay? I'm just saying, it does depend on where you meet these people, right? Like the gym, that's an interesting place to meet people, don't you think? Because no one's at the gym by accident. No one's there. Nobody accidentally goes to the gym. It's either self-hate or self-love. One of the two. And that's an interesting time and place to meet someone. The place where you meet them will last forever in your relationship. Let's say you met someone in jail. That's an interesting place to meet them. And if you're still buddies when you get out, there's a story there, right? What about your roommate? Where did you meet your roommate? It's important where you met your roommate. If you met him at the door when you're moving in, that may not be where you want to meet your roommate. You know what I'm saying? Like when you meet a roommate, you're like, okay, what crazy weird shit are they going to surprise me with at 3 a.m.? Some people like to meet people online. It works sometimes. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3. That's 3. That's weird. 2's fine. A third person in there. Well, we all met online. It's great. We're very happy together. So, okay, I stand corrected. But have you heard of catfishing? Have you heard of this? Yeah, catfishing is where you lure someone into a relationship with a false internet persona. You can't do that in real life. You know what I mean? I'm just walking around with a fake little me right there. He's got money and shit coming out of his pockets. I'm like, hey, it's me, really. You know, you can't do that. But that's why you got to meet people in real life, and that's why you got to meet people in person, and that's what we're going to do here tonight. We're going to meet some people. Are you excited? All right, we'll be right back.
Tonight's guests, Orion the Traveler, Amy the Sun, Robert the Magic, and a surprise guest from our studio audience. Our comedian tonight is Matt Gubster with musical guest, Ghost Town Jenny.
All right, we're back, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Meet the People Tonight. Please put your hands together for Orion the Traveler. So this is Orion, ladies and gentlemen. I met Orion on some travels. Orion has made some very interesting choices in his life, and that is what excited me when I met him.
That's a good word for it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what. Okay, so
It's not the word I would use.
no. When I met you, you had just moved to town, and you had been living in a shack. Is that correct?
A shack. It was definitely a shack. I was living in a shack in the Appalachian's what they say out there, what they call it out there.
What do they say out here?
Appalachian? I don't know. Appalachian, right? Yeah.
Appalachian.
Yeah,
Right.
it
But
was,
out there, you got to say Appalachian,
You have to, yeah.
or else they'll.
They pretty much told me right away that I had to start pronouncing it their way. So, yeah.
Is that the only thing that they told you had to start doing?
That was one of many things that came up while I was out there.
Wait, why did you? Okay, first of all, how did you end up in a shack in the middle of the Appalachian?
I wanted to spend some time kind of alone, and I wanted to do a little writing. I wanted to have some alone time to think and do something interesting or creative.
Is this that sad American dream where you go live in the woods and write?
Exactly.
A book?
Actually, it sounds like he was married.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe. Darren's going for it. So you decided I'm gonna go live in the woods.
I did. It was a beautiful, beautiful land, scenery, but it had its downsides. Like the building wasn't really up to code. It was very drafty, and
like were there walls?
basically, they were selling. They sold the land to me, and they recommended I tear down the house I moved into before I moved out. But I hung on for a little while. Yeah, I wanted to give it a chance. So, yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just picturing they're like, this needs to be torn down. And he's just standing like, I don't know. I think I'm gonna just, try it out. Okay. So you're sitting there in this shack.
After I left, it was immediately torn down.
Oh, when you moved out, it was nobody else on the planet thought what you thought.
Yeah.
Everybody else agreed.
That's right.
Even in the Appalachian folks were just like, yeah, tear that shit down.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
When they're saying it.
Well, they
right.
stripped it pretty well
stripped it
before they
first?
tore it down. Yeah, so.
Okay, so you're living in the woods, right? What are your neighbors like?
They were the ones that stripped it. They would do a lot of scavenging for metal and.
Well, okay, like that's a job.
No, it's totally not a job. No.
Okay, so they're not very far removed from like the earth. Like,
Right.
they don't do job. They don't buy into the whole job thing. It's what's
They
on
lived
the earth.
very close to the earth.
Okay.
They lived very close to the earth.
So they'll scavenge.
They burned a lot of plastic. I don't know why. I still don't know why. There's just a lot of plastic.
no
being
money
burned.
in plastic.
A lot of plastic being ignited nearby. And they would just kind of stand next to it and watch me as I watched them burn plastic.
And you're the freak, right?
Right.
Yeah, he's the freak, right?
But when that wasn't going on, early in the morning, it was beautiful out there.
So you live for like 6 moments in the day, and the rest was just like rednecks and.
That accent is almost there.
Is
but
it?
was,
Is it?
It was a little more colorful than that.
And how many out of all your neighbors? How many teeth were there? Exactly.
You were identifying something that was going on with them, but I felt welcome. I felt welcome.
They were glad you were there.
I didn't have any problems with them at first, and things went okay for the most part. With a few little problems.
You told me a scene that was very common late at night with you in the woods.
Wow.
So out with your pistol and.
There was a night, I'm not going to say that this happened a lot, but there was a night when I was hearing a lot of kind of tearing around and hollering, and
Actual hollering, you guys.
I felt that it would be a good idea to investigate because, so I took a high-powered, one of those mini spotlights, I guess they call them. It's the only time I've ever thought about buying one.
Yeah.
And at the time, I gotta say, I don't have one anymore, but I had a pistol, and I found myself walking around with a spotlight, trying to find out where the hollering was coming from, and that's when I started to kind of think maybe
That's when you started to think about it.
I thought it had gone on, the experiment had gone on long enough.
Long enough.
Yeah.
So you're walking like this with your gun, looking for speed freaks in
I
the
like to
woods.
think I looked a little cooler than that.
I'm not sure that you did.
I was walking around in the woods like that. Yeah, so.
And was there a popular drug amongst these folk?
There was, I think it was whatever they could mix up or
Whatever was laying around the
exchange
house.
burnt plastic for. Or,
Here's
I
a
don't know
pile
what
of
it was.
burnt plastic. What can you give me for that?
It wasn't, whatever it wasn't like a mellowing or relaxing.
No, it
kind
wasn't
of-
one of those kind of
I
drugs.
don't know what they were doing. So yeah.
You didn't partake.
No.
Now here's the thing: is when Jane Goodall lived with the gorillas,
Right.
and
I've heard about her. Yeah.
it took her time, but there was a day she had to say, "I'm gonna go closer."
Oh yeah.
Did that day come for you?
It happened a couple times. One time I noticed some tire tracks that were kind of like around my yard,
Like Jane Goodall would have
and
noticed the gorilla.
and I went out to ask if there had been any issues, if there was a reason someone had been driving all around my yard, and I came across these guys, and they were poking at something in a bucket. So, because like you said, I was feeling social that day, I went over and I looked in the bucket, and there was like a rattlesnake. I think it was a rattlesnake. I don't know what kind of snake it was. And he's like, "Hey, you like that snake?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's a big snake." He's like, "What are you planning on doing with that?" "Make me a belt." All right, sounds cool. And then after that, I realized that it was best to just kind of wave and tip your hat and just kind of, yeah. It's really about the way they look at you, the body language. It's like when they're tapping that bucket and kind of looking up at you. It's not really what they say. So
Never what they
right,
say.
yeah, definitely. I liked that time of my life. I had some crazy neighbors, and they made me feel uncomfortable at times.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you know.
You had a good time?
Yeah, definitely.
Would you go back?
No.
I love that
It's
time.
done. It's done.
I would never go back.
Yeah.
It's insane. Okay, so what would you do with $100 million? Drop in your lap right now. $100 million. Boom. Right there.
All right. Well, I would spend a couple $1 million to improve the quality of the liberal arts education in the Appalachian Mountains.
That's a worthy cause. All right, superpower. You had your choice. What superpower would you have?
I'm going to go with teleportation. Yeah, teleporting. I'm going to go with teleporting.
Now, would you use it for good or evil?
Well, you know, I would start off using it for good, but as the power corrupted me, I would use it more and more frequently for evil. You know?
Ladies and gentlemen, Orion. Stay right here. We're going to go to commercial.
There's one person nobody can resist, and that's a baby. So love made Baby Soft with the innocent scent of a cuddly, clean baby that grew up very sexy, informing bath, body lotion, body powder, and body mist. So innocent it may well be the sexiest fragrance around. Love's Baby Soft, because innocence is sexier than you think. For your baby at Christmas.
Our next guest is somebody who I just enjoy her company. She's just that exciting. She's so much fun to talk to and hang out with. I've never actually had a dull moment with this girl. Please put your hands together for Amy of the Sun. Sit down. Yay. Amy, ladies and gentlemen. Are you nervous, Amy?
I am a little bit nervous.
Are you?
Yes.
Do you talk into your boobs?
Sometimes when there's a microphone down there.
How often is that?
Not very often.
But sometimes.
Occasionally.
Go ahead, talk.
I can talk without
Okay,
looking
good.
down.
Can you? I can't.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Okay, so, are you big family, small family?
Small family, married a big family.
Oh, you married into a large family.
I did.
Yeah, and what are you doing now?
Now I take care of a 9-month-old baby.
Is it yours?
It is mine. This is the most exciting thing that I've done in a very long time.
Really? More than giving birth? Well,
You know, you'd be surprised a lot of things are more exciting than giving birth. It's not that pretty. It's not that fun, not that pretty.
so now you're married, kid, job. What do you do for a living?
I am a nurse. I work in college health.
What is that?
So college students, they go to college, they get sick, and they don't know what to do.
Oh, so
they
they've-
go to the college health center, and
Oh, they've
that's
separated.
and I receive them.
What's the weirdest injury, accident that's come into your shop? Be graphic.
That's such a weighted question. Such a weighted question. Oh, the other day, a kid came in. I'm just not feeling very well. I'm just not feeling right. I'm feeling a little dizzy. Well, what? Have you taken any substances? Well, I was walking on Telegraph Avenue and there was a pill on the ground, so I picked it up and I took it.
He got into college. He got into a college.
That's exactly my point.
He got into college.
So many times, and they come in with these things, and you think,
So what do you take?
I have no idea what he took.
Isn't there a way to test that?
No. I mean, what are you gonna do? Run a.
You give him a ball of string, and if he plays with it, you know, it's like a psychedelic. And if you give him, there's different toys you can give people.
We pulled all the experiences of all of the staff. Like, well, I kind of remember.
When I was tripping balls,
Kind of
I
remember
remember
feeling
doing
that
that.
way when I took this. But,
Yeah.
I mean, we don't do that kind of thing in the medical profession.
No, that's not what you do. So he didn't die or anything.
No,
As far as you know.
he survived, and he came back the next day for a recheck, and the
For a
day
what?
after
For a refund?
recheck.
Oh, a recheck. I think you
Like,
said a refund.
can you come on back tomorrow so we can make sure you're doing okay? And he came back.
So he wasn't that high.
He came back, and he came back the day afterwards.
Oh, maybe he didn't know that was the next day. Maybe he thought that was the day before.
And he's still in college. That's amazing.
That's the funny part, because I couldn't get into college, but I never picked up a pill off the ground and ate it. Unless I saw one of my buddies drop it or something. then I totally picked it up.
No, I think the best part though is trying to tease out all the stories. Like,
So is there any stories of somebody coming in with an object in a certain location that...
You know, Darren asked that question of everybody. I'd like to point out, we've only done 2 shows, but every show, Darren brings that up. And people aren't even nurses. He's just asking everybody. You ever seen anybody come in with something in their body?
Trying to understand how this happens and the stories you hear, you know?
no, the college students are not that adventurous, but I did work in basically a county emergency room for a while. Oh, those folks are much more adventurous in the things that they like to put places.
Do tell.
So now Connor's interested.
What kind of things did you find in county?
I think one of my favorites was a lotion bottle that you could actually read the label on through the scan. We won't go any farther than that.
It couldn't go any farther. I think it was all the way in.
It was.
So yeah, and what was his?
What's the story?
I don't
Like he took a shower and he sat down in a chair.
Yeah,
it seems
what-
to be a common theme. for
Yeah,
most
that's a
of you.
common theme
She.
that Darren knows about.
Yeah, I heard it.
They were just having fun.
They were
in
just
a hotel
having.
room.
Okay.
It was just a good time. It just got out of control.
Oh, wait, this was a she? Is that what you said?
I did.
I had no idea.
This is very embarrassing.
I've been that couple though. We just didn't go to the hospital.
Right? Like, you can figure it out.
Yeah.
You can figure it out.
We just waited. Just walk me to the car, honey. Just walk me to the car. Just hold my arm. No, we're not going to the hospital.
Please, there's
Amy
gotta be
works there.
something you can do to get this out.
Now, how often do they come in when there's nothing wrong and they just are?
Every day.
Just every day.
Oh. I pretty much dole out more TLC than I do anything else.
Oh,
Just
really?
a little. It's okay.
Just a lot of those.
Let me tell you about this thing called Tylenol and Motrin. You can get it at the drugstore. This is
Here's your prescription.
true
Right.
story. We had a kid. He was feeling very, very ill, and came in and was crying and actually said, "Can you please wipe my tear?" Like,
So you're mommy to a lot
Can
of
you
people.
wipe my tear?
And did you?
I did not. My coworker told him, just this once.
You know what's really sad
And
is
she did because she's a college health nurse,
Uh-huh.
and we do that.
I do have something else to ask you about. That's and I understand you are a baseball fan. You're an A's fan.
I am an A's
You
fan.
are an A's fan, and you
Well,
had
I was up until this season.
your 9-month-old son is an A's fan.
He is.
How interesting.
Surprise, surprise.
Would you say that he was given the choice?
Probably not. I don't think there was much choice involved there.
And what kind of mothering do you think that is? Or you just don't even get to, is this going to
I
continue?
think that's good mothering. Setting my son up for success.
As an A's fan? You're certainly teaching him about life, okay? He's certainly learning a lot about life.
She's getting him used to just getting participation trophies.
So what do you do for fun, Amy?
I want to relax. I want to make some good food. I want to kick back, read my book, and not have to do anything else.
Just not put up with any more shit.
No, I don't want to have to clean another human. I don't want to have to wrestle him
big or
into.
small,
something
It's
wrong
so
with that.
all-consuming. It's amazing how that happens.
Isn't
you know,
it
this little
weird?
thing comes out, and they're real cute and wonderful, and we love him. But oh my God, there's no time off.
Hello?
You just, and if you're not doing something for them, you're just watching them, making sure they don't do something to themselves.
Right.
They don't walk into something or fall over.
jump off
what-
something,
And so you
or-
just sit there. It's like, am I insane? Am I going crazy? I'm just sitting here staring at the small alien. It drives you crazy after a little while. And all you want to do is you want to go back to when you could just casually have a glass of wine.
Actually, what you want
Make
to do
some
is you want to
food.
go back to that with him sitting next to you quietly, chilling, right?
Right. Being the perfect
Yeah,
child.
like a little martini,
Yeah.
right? Just be, hey, all right.
Exactly.
Mom?
Exactly. But I want to be when he's of walking age so he can go refill it for me.
But here's a switch. Mommy's going to throw up on you now.
Mommy loves you. Always shiny. Amy? Thank you so much. Amy and the Sun, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to go to commercial. We'll be right back.
Back to present ancient Chinese pantomime, just for fun of it, Jello Tonight. Back to present small Chinese type baby waiting for dessert. Chinese mother bling baby, Jello, famous Western delicacy. Poor Chinese baby. He unable to tell if this Jello is strawberry, raspberry, jelly, orange, lemon, lime, apple, black raspberry, black jelly, or grape. Jello come in all 10 flavors. Poor Chinese baby. But Chinese mother bling baby, great Western invention. Spoon. Spoon was invented for eating Jello. Baby find this is grape Jello. Deep, dark, delicious new flavor. Chinese baby very happy. So end ancient Chinese pantomime. Is pretty good commercial, no?
So our next guest we pulled from the audience, and he was actually married to our last guest. So, so please put your hands together for Leon. Sit down. All right, sit down. This is Leon, ladies and gentlemen. This is actually how I know Amy, through this guy right here. This is how we met. And Leon says he's nervous. Thank you very much. Leon is also an A's fan, so he cries a lot. you cried. Does she wipe your tears?
Thankfully, our son is crying so often that my tears are washed out by his tears.
No one notices your tears.
Nobody
mixed
notices
in with
my
his tears.
anything these days.
So fatherhood's good.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's awesome. Well, I keep doing this sort of stuff, and I get the attention that I really need.
Right.
So it's great.
Feels good. But then we're gonna kick you to the curb in about 10 minutes. So
I look forward to it.
you'll be back to no attention for you. No attention for you. But so now you have a baby. The baby's the center of the world. No one even likes you anymore. Nobody comes over to talk to you, right?
No,
They only come to talk to the baby, and the baby doesn't even talk.
not in so many words. No.
So you talk fine, and no one wants to talk to you. The baby doesn't talk. Everybody wants to talk to the baby.
Yeah, but that's okay. I never actually made any sense, anyways.
Right.
So it really takes the pressure off.
Right. It takes a lot of pressure off because you weren't really
Yeah.
doing it well anyway.
Have you ever had like a scary person come and ask to hold your kid like just out of nowhere?
It happens all the time.
Right? Yeah. What do you do with that?
Yeah, I try being nice as possible, but really,
You don't just hand the baby over?
yeah.
That's how you meet people, buddy. You got to get out there.
I thought you met people by doing these
No.
shows.
You got to get out there. Hand your baby to strangers. That's how you really meet someone.
Right.
Because if they don't run away, they're someone you
That?
can trust. Yeah.
Or
You know what? Toss the baby
Toss
at
the
people
baby.
as they walk by.
who catches the
The
baby.
good ones catch them. You'll know that's a good person. And the bad ones, you'll be like, yeah, stay away from him. He'll never catch a baby. And that's the tester. If you're willing to, reach out. I'm just saying, if you want to go around with your little blinders on and be selfish in life, go ahead. But if you want to reach out, I say you throw your baby at people. That's a fair idea, don't you think? I don't just come up with these. This is studies.
Well,
out there.
I've met your children, and you've done quite a good job.
Thank
so
you,
I will
thank
take
you.
some advice.
Thank
on
you.
that.
I threw them at a few people.
You did quite a bit of baby throwing.
Yeah, you got to throw them at moving cars. That's the best, because then if they catch them, they're gone. And you don't see that kid for weeks. It's great.
Conor actually has 7 children, only 2.
Right, only
still-
2 are still at home.
That's why I've only met 2. Oh, I get it
And
now.
you've known me a
I
long
get it
time.
now. Yeah.
I'm kidding. It's wonderful.
No, it is. It's fantastic.
It's wonderful.
It's everything everybody's ever said it would be.
And you had no
more.
value before that. I knew you.
Oh, I was useless.
You were totally useless.
totally useless.
Now you're at least Charlie's dad, right?
That is my name now. How did you know that? I'm surprised you introduced me as Leon. Because really, I'm Charlie's dad.
Right. You were a little like.
You
Call
named,
me by my
you
name.
named your kid Charlie?
Right.
Yeah.
What are your kids' names, Darren?
My kids are Evan and Ethan, if you want to make fun of that.
Evan and Ethan. Yeah. Well, I like vowels.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good. Good for you.
I'm just gonna be over here. Yeah, the show's getting really good. Yeah, you should come on down. I think they're about to stab each other. Okay, thank you.
So is that the opposite of the bat phone? 'Cause
Yes.
It doesn't call up.
It calls no
the
one.
commissioner calls up. What does that call? Snoopy?
Nothing
I mean,
good
what does that
happens
call?
when you pick this. It doesn't save anyone except me from embarrassment.
Now, I'm trying to think if any of our kids will know how to use that phone.
My kids do not. They tried it. They do not know how to. I mean, they figured it out, but it
Shit,
took
I
too
couldn't
long.
even use it back in the day.
I know.
How you get through 8 numbers or 7 numbers?
Yeah.
6 numbers.
And then you get the wrong one.
Yeah.
And then you got to start over. Yeah, good times. But they're lovely. You guys remember these? Yeah. There's an old crowd. That's weird. That's creepy. So, Leon, what do you do for a living?
I
Do you still do what I think you do?
No, I stopped that a long time ago.
Okay, good.
It was safer to get out of that line of business.
Yeah, and what are you in now? What are you doing?
I run a design build company with my brother.
Okay.
We do residential remodeling and design. And
But I want to hear about the job you were doing. This is a good job.
you smoked that job.
I know.
Conor, so.
Not that job.
Oh, not that one? Oh.
No.
Oh.
The crime scene one. Not that job.
No, which one are you talking about?
Did you guys have to clean up dead bodies or something?
Oh, God, really?
Yeah.
Wow. You're talking about 97?
Yeah, I don't talk to you much.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest with you, I didn't know you had a job.
No, I don't want to talk about dead body cleaning up.
Your woman likes to clean live bodies.
Yeah, and the thing is, I married her like primarily out of respect to the fact that she was able to deal with that stuff. Right. I do not have the balls for it. I want to be playing my PlayStation at home and then hear about stories later.
I want to be in this couple, okay? Because he just wants to play video games. She just wants to sit on a beach. If you guys pull this off, I want to join you. Because that sounds like a hell of a life. Ooh, playing video games on the beach. That would be awesome.
Is that an option?
Is that a thing? It might be a thing. Okay, Leon, what would you do with $100 million?
Well, first off, I would probably buy you a larger audience.
Thank you. I could run for office.
Yeah, you might actually.
You buy me a big enough audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what would you do for you?
We'd buy a cabin somewhere and just hang out and raise Charlie on the beach
With video games.
with video games.
I want
And
to live there. And
I'd buy some tickets to the A's games. So there's other people in the stands sitting next to us.
Fill the stands.
Right.
Okay, superpower. Any superpower you could have. Any.
Invisibility, man.
God, it's the one, huh?
It's the one. It's got to be the one. It's got to be the one.
And you could just go anywhere and be invisible.
Well, no, I could just stay where I am and nobody'd bother me.
Leon, ladies and gentlemen. Leon. Let's go to commercial.
Breakfast! I'm hungry! Take it from Carinkles. That's me. The best breakfast under the big top is post-sugar rice Carinkles. So crinkly, so delicious, so different. Each grain of rice in sugar rice Carinkles is carinkled with honey and sugar. It's so good, I crinkle every time I eat it. Yep, no matter what other rice cereal you've ever tried, you'll love post-sugar rice Carinkles best of all. Honey and sugar make it different and wonderful. A circus of fun to eat. So you crinkle on down to the store for post-sugar rice Carinkles, the greatest cereal treat on earth.
All right, we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
I had this whole thing in my head where, like, if you're on a talk show, you have a coffee cup, and nobody knows what the hell you're drinking. So, honestly, I swear to God, it's just water.
Ladies and gentlemen, Robert.
I like your way. I gotta. What the hell is this? Like a faux vintage hi-fi?
Yeah.
What is this? And what's with the blue phone that matches the cords over there?
Hello? Do you want to know about my desk?
Yes.
Do you really want to know? I put these in myself. I felted this myself, actually.
You know, I think it's really great.
At the wood shop.
I love it.
Doesn't look great. And the phone was white, and I painted it blue.
It's a really bad color blue.
I know, but it's a black and white show, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Okay, this is Robert. I met Robert 125 years ago.
1992.
92.
August 1992.
And now what do you do for a living, Robert?
I'm an archivist.
You archive?
I'm like essentially a librarian, which
For?
doesn't like really. Can I say the actual name of the company? KQED. Your local public television station.
So you... He's one of the good people. So you archive old films, that kind of thing?
Well, KQED has been the San Francisco television station since the late 50s. So, think of all the shit that went down in this town. Gay rights, civil rights, Patty Hearst, Black Panthers. I guess I'm not that gloom and doom. I've lived in California for many years where I've seen the ups and downs of drought and rain.
You just
and
took it all, didn't you, Robert?
bursts and deflates and such. Yeah.
That was almost jazz hands. We almost had jazz hands.
I took a couple of Vicodin just to make me sparkle.
You used to sparkle a lot. I used to
I
sparkle,
used to sparkle a lot. Conor and I met in 1992 in San Francisco, the height of the rave days. Yeah, douche, 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 douche. Yeah, like we totally, yeah.
Robert!
And we had some, and in 1992, there was a club called Carefree, and it was that.
Carefree.
Where to this day, the first time I went to Carefree, I ran into this friend. Of course, we were high as bats. But, we ran into each other and we're like, oh my God, I love you. You're my best friend. You're my best friend. 23 years later, maybe we're not best friends, but we're still in contact.
Yes, yes. See?
No, not you.
No, not me.
No, I love you.
Yes,
With all my heart.
totally.
Your family. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
But that's what the clubs did, though.
Oh, totally.
They made you fall in love with people.
Well, yeah, and the drugs.
Yeah, I mean, it was the drugs, really. It was awesome. No, but in the drugs' defense, we're still friends. I mean, you know what I mean?
Okay. Wasn't anything major.
No, exactly.
No, right.
Yeah.
Ecstasy and pot.
Ecstasy is like the greatest meet the people drug ever.
It's great.
You will meet some people. My thing...
The kids call it Molly.
Molly now. Yeah. My thing is I would go meet people and bring them back to our little dance group. We'd all be dancing in a circle.
And remember, we do tornado people.
Right.
Which just meant we acted like assholes.
Yeah, anyway.
On the stage and twirled around.
Right. And then I would bring people over and introduce them and then run off and find someone else. So now you've got your man, you've got your job, and you just live. Do you guys live in the city, though?
Of course we do.
Of course we do.
I moved from the suburbs of New York. Like, I didn't want to live in the suburbs of a city in California, so I moved to San Francisco and I sprayed my territory and I stayed here.
Right.
Yeah,
and you were living in the suburbs and on the East Coast back in the day?
I actually had a really cool childhood. I grew up in a small beach town.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I grew up in a small beach town in New Jersey, and my grandparents owned a food concession on the boardwalk. Actually, kind of shocking to me when I moved out of that small beach community and lived in a bigger place, and people didn't like wheel and deal on the boardwalk in New Jersey, and I had to pay for shit, and like, I didn't get it.
You weren't used to people wanting money from you?
Yeah, like I had like the best deal in town. Like, I'll give you a pretzel, give me like 5 free pops on Miss Pac-Man.
Right. So you're walking down the boardwalk trading your grandparents' hard-earned food for whatever you wanted.
Totally.
And you were upset when that didn't continue when you moved to the big city.
It was true. Yeah.
But that actually brings me to the next thing. You moved, so in 1992, it's in San Francisco. It was okay to be gay. There were a lot of gay people. You showed up, and you were gay. You were very gay.
You know what? I moved to San Francisco to think like, I'm gonna go to San Francisco and be gay.
Right.
And like I met like people like him. Like I had more straight friends than like I knew what to do with.
But that was the thing is that's one of the first things I knew about you when I met you. I was like, this guy is just who he is no matter what. And you just fucking sailed through all kinds of stuff. I was like, wow, this guy can do anything. It was awesome.
Thanks.
And you haven't stopped, have you?
No.
No, not at all. I had a lot of friends that had horrible stories about getting thrown out of their house.
I am so lucky. No, I'm so lucky.
Yeah,
I've
no,
always
your
count my
family
I've always count my blessings. No, I'm very lucky. I've always had friends. I came out when I was 16 years old in the height of the AIDS epidemic, and wasn't really cool to be gay at that time period in New Jersey. Yeah. But I did have some cool friends that were a little bit older than me that would take me over, on the PATH train over to New York and showed me a different side. I went to a really fucking cool party once, and like Yoko Ono was there.
Oh my
and
God.
like I know, like everybody like Yoko Ono.
I wish I was gay.
But my God, like it was. Who could say here that they went to a party with Yoko Ono?
Nobody. Just you.
Yeah.
Just you. Well, let me ask you this. What would you do with $100 million, Robert?
I'd go shoe shopping. For sure. For sure. Hideously expensive leather shoes from Italy. I'd hire a tailor because I don't know about you, Connor, but I hate shopping off the rack. Like sometimes like, a 30 length and a 32, I'm sort of in between. Yeah. And then I would buy a couple of buildings in the Castro for LGBT youth.
Oh, yeah?
And I'd work with Cyndi Lauper because she does some fantastic work with LGBT youth. Right. And I'd buy a couple of buildings, and anybody who had some douchebag parents that didn't, like them for who they were, and straight kids,
Yeah.
Let's face it, straight people, there's some, 17-year-olds that are straight that like to have a little fun and, might want to learn about their bodies and might get pregnated and, maybe some of their parents in the deep south might not like that and might get thrown out of the house. But no, I'm serious. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Right.
I'd buy up a bunch of buildings and I'd paint them like a bunch of crazy colors.
So
and
they'd know where to
I'd
go.
put them all to work. They'd have to work.
No, of course.
Yeah, they would have to clean and they would have to paint.
Yeah.
And they'd have to do all the, the stuff that I don't want to do. But other than that, they can live there rent free.
Right.
And that's what I would do.
And not be hassled.
Not be hassled.
Yeah.
No.
Robert?
Thank you. Hey, Connor.
Yes?
I've never been on stage before, so will you get right there so I could take a picture just like I'm a rock star I'm taking pictures of the fan. Yeah, I want you to stand there and I want everybody to like go, hey, oh my God. Kneel down, because, you're fabulous. 1, 2, 3.
Your squad is ready for you to lead them through. With Johnny 7 OMA, you charge. Fire grenade. Bullseye for Johnny 7. Watch out, tank. Fire anti-armor shell. Fire anti-tank rocket. Johnny 7's got him on the run. Johnny 7 fires bullets like a rifle. Fires like a Tommy gun. Now it's a cap-firing pistol. You've won with Johnny 7, the one-man army gun. It's 7 guns in one. Let's count them. 1 is a grenade launcher. 2 anti-armor gun. 3 anti-tank gun. 4 bullet-firing rifle. 5 Tommy gun. 6 anti-bunker gun. 7 cap-firing pistol. There's no other gun like it. To be sure, look for Johnny 7, OMA, the one-man army by Topper.
Mr. Matt Gubster.
How you guys doing? Good. Good to see you. You guys excited about football season coming up? All right. I'm a big football fan. I love the Redskins. That's my team, the Washington Redskins. Actually, it's not even really the team so much I like. It's more the idea of the Redskins. Because you don't see that anymore. You don't see teams named after old-timey racist slurs like we used to have when America was great. The owner of the Redskins was just asked about changing the name of the team, and his response was never. He said he would never change it. He said it was a matter of proud Redskins history and tradition. I don't know. I think if you're going to hit the history angle on the Redskins issue, maybe step your game up a little bit. I want to see a full Redskins experience. I think if you buy tickets to a Redskins game, go down to the stadium, down to your seats, about halfway through the first quarter, a stadium official should come up to you and be like, look, I know we told you guys could stay here. But we got a bunch of Patriots fans we're going to put here instead. We're going to have to move you guys back to the upper deck. They're not great seats. It's a little windy. Take these blankets. Then as you're on your way to the upper deck, they take away your children and send them off to be raised by a family of Cowboys fans. It's proud history and tradition there. I haven't been to church in a while. But I think the last time I went to church was for a funeral. Not a funeral. It was a celebration of life. Have you guys done the celebrations of life? If you haven't, they're amazing. It's a bunch of people wearing all black and crying in a dimly lit cathedral while sad music plays. Just the best celebrations, you guys. I don't understand the logic there. I don't understand, who decided that we were going to change the names of funerals to celebrations and then change nothing else at all about the funerals? You want to call it a celebration? Fine. Make it a celebration. My funeral, we're going no song slower than 120 beats per minute. Full open bar. I will not consider my own funeral a success unless someone attempts to dance with me. But man, this is a great celebration. Was Matt always such a shitty dancer? Yes, he was. I think there's still certain aspects of dating I'm never going to be comfortable with, like dirty talk. Do we have any dirty talk fans in here? That is some bullshit. Whenever a woman looks at me and says, what are you going to do to me? I'm like, we're both going to be here. I don't want to ruin the ending. So my problem with dirty talk is in the history of dirty talk, no one has ever made an honest statement, not once. I'm going to hit that all night long. 15, 20 minutes. If I pace myself. I'm going to rock your world. I might knock your cell phone off your nightstand, depending on how small your bed is. I don't know that you really want honest dirty talk. I don't think you do. What are you gonna do to me? I'll tell you what I'm gonna do to you. First, I'm gonna kiss you. Then I'm gonna continue to kiss you for twice as long as I think necessary. Just to make sure we're on the same page. Every few minutes, I'm gonna lean in and whisper, "You doing okay?" Because I'd like to maintain consent. Then we're gonna have a little talk about contraception because we're responsible adults. That's gonna be followed by way too much foreplay because I'm not taking the risk. You're one of the 25% of women who can climax through penetration alone. Gonna follow that up with about half an hour positions that do absolutely nothing for me, so I make a strong first impression. But in the morning, I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna make you breakfast, I'm gonna walk over to a refrigerator, I'm gonna grab some eggs, I'm gonna grab some vegetables. You like vegetables? I bet you love vegetables. This is California, it's one of the top agricultural producers in the world. You should really be eating more vegetables. It's one of your best ways to reduce your cancer risk. Plus you're supporting the local economy. We're gonna have some vegetables in the morning. Then I'm gonna take a shower and leave because I got a busy day ahead of me. But girl, I'm gonna text you in the afternoon. I'm gonna text you in the afternoon. We're gonna set up something for early next week, probably Tuesday. I know you love Tuesdays. Then we're gonna date for about 2 months, but I don't think this is going anywhere long term. And you're gonna get tired of me being broke and never around because I'm at a comedy show. But we'll have dated long enough that we'll both be comfortable with this becoming a booty call, and that'll go on until one of us ends up in a long-term relationship. But we'll stay friends, we'll have lunch every once in a while, we'll like each other's pictures on Facebook. Then when that relationship ends, I'll be right there to help you rebound. You ready for that? Thank you guys, have a great day.
I can't type. I don't take dictation. I won't sharpen pencils. I can't file. My boss calls me indispensable.
Miss Jones,
Just a minute.
will you make a copy of this?
Naturally. I pushed the button on the Xerox 914. I make perfect copies of whatever my boss needs by just turning a knob and pushing a button. Anything he can see, I can copy in black and white on ordinary paper. And am I fast? I can make 7 copies in a minute. By the way, I never need wet chemicals. My 914 is a dry machine, powder dry. Sometimes my boss asks me which is the original, and sometimes I don't know. Here, Mr. Smith, I'm going to lunch with Mother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back, and I am very happy to introduce our musical guest. Please put your hands together for Ghost Town Jenny.
What am I waiting for? I don't know anymore. This reasoning isn't much sure. Oh, you want it all. You gotta see that love's not a one-way street. All the strength in me is hiding between the space and my teeth. It's repairing. Oh, you want it all. You gotta see that love's not a one-way street. This would never work. We lived across the world, but don't blame me. I did everything. Oh, you want it all. You gotta see that love's not a one-way street. Thanks.
Ghost Town Jenny, ladies and gentlemen.
Meet Meet the People Tonight is filmed in front of a live studio audience at Doc's Lab in fabulous San Francisco.